kind of report you get, whether it's a slimmed down condensed version or a very detailed one, the survey method is going to be the same for everyone. But then the structure of the report there, so we're just talking a little bit about EPCs, BBC ratings. But the main focus is summary table here, and Kayla mentioned earlier about the sequencing order of improvement measures. So this summary table is basically a list of all the improvement measures that are relevant to your property and in the right sequencing order. So we've got on the left column here, numbered 1 to 15 here. So there's 15 improvement measures we think we could do for this particular property. And that is related then, if you go to the right, to the EPC point rating and then the EPC band rating. So within each band, you get the number of points. And it tells you in great detail about the number of points and then where you can reach a band B or a band C, depending on what measures you install. And with those, each of those measures, improvement measures, you'll see the decrease, the estimated decrease in your energy bills. So the other thing that's quite important for this, for the surveys, is to get what energy, your latest energy bills as well, so we can relate it directly to what your actual consumption is, your annual consumption, and then match that to the estimated savings based on the recommended measures we do based on our surveys. Alec, could you go to the next slide, please? This is just trying to visualize, really, this, we call this the pyramid of energy upgrades. So at the bottom, we have the sort of easy wins, like the low-hanging fruit. So stuff like draft roofing and loft hatch insulation. If you've got an open flue chimney, putting a chimney balloon or a chimney tube up there to stop the cold drafts and losing heat up your chimney if you're not using it, obviously. And I mean, loft insulation isn't very complicated. You can do it yourself. You don't need a professional to do it. But it does sometimes have a big impact, particularly if you've got no loft insulation at all. That can make quite a significant impact to your EPC rating. But if you have some already, then it's the law of diminishing returns, so you don't get quite the same impact. But it's very, from a thermal comfort, feeling comfortable in your home, feeling warmer, it does make a big difference, because you lose a lot of heat through your roofs and walls, basically, particularly if the walls are insulated. So then, as we go further up the pyramid, it's more it's more costly and a little bit more complex. So things like obviously replacing the windows, you've got single glazing, your double glazing, or secondary glazing, which is just as effective if it's done right. And things like smart heating controls and TRVs on your radiators, stuff like that. TRVs, thermostatic radiator valve. So you can control each temperature in every room. So if you're not in a room that's not occupied, you can turn down your temperature and save a bit of money on your heating bill. And then obviously the more substantial stuff is things like, I think somebody mentioned suspended timber. If you have uninsulated suspended timber floors, then you can do things like ground floor insulation underneath and underfloor heating. That's a bit more complicated. Obviously you need a professional to do that, professional contractors. And things like solid wall insulation at either internal or external wall. And things like moisture control and stuff like that's very important, using the right kind of material. So we get contractors who will use the right materials for the right. There's a lot of these older properties are what we call moisture open, so they need to breathe, so you need to have natural breathable insulation materials. And then the icing on the cake is the renewables, which is like solar PV, heat pumps. So all the stuff below that, the renewables, is basically what we call the fabric first approach. So you're insulating the envelope of your building to reduce your energy bills, and while you're doing that, you're actually making it heat pump ready as well, as Paul mentioned earlier. Okay, I think we're on to the next slide, Alec. So this is, as I said earlier, if you don't want it or you can't afford a survey, you don't have to have one, but it does help if you can. So we've got the comprehensive survey. This is just the price range with the very in-depth one, and then we've got the slimmed down condensed version there as well. Okay, so I think that's all I need to say about one, Alec.